to 4, Ezud 4 to 1, they're out and running. And Ezud and Walter Swinburne are an item, and they go to the first furlong, and King's Theatre it is, the outside of Al Flora. These two share it. Ezud showing third. Running the rail, Spartan Sharif, Muttaram Akid holds Chateauint out wide. And new tactics today on Bob's return. It's going to be held up and going to try and come with a run then. And so they make the first turn. The pace is steady, and it's Al Flora who's setting it. And there are about 8 lengths between the pack. Al Flora with King's Theatre the outside. It's going to be a dash. Spartan Sharif on the inside of Ezud with wide of those Chateauint. Then Muttaram tucked in off the pace, and so too is Grand Lodge. And Bob's returned the back marker, and they've gone through the first quarter mile. And it's Al Flora stretching them under Michael Roberts. King's Theatre is second, and then Spartan Sharif showing third. Ezud is fourth. Then Chateauint on the outside, Muttaram's on the inner, then Grand Lodge and Bob's return the back marker. And they come down towards the 6 furlong pole. They'll soon be starting to turn in, and there are about 5 lengths between the lot of them. And as they pass the 6th pole, it's still Al Flora that has the edge. To King's Theatre in second, Spartan Sharif in third, Chateauint's noseband just popping through on the outside to share third. Ezud tucked up behind these, and then comes Bob's return. Muttaram runs the rail, and Grand Lodges the trailer as they start to turn in. And the pace quickening, and it's Al Flora on the front end. King's Theatre is after him. Spartan Sharif. Ezud's travelling well there in the blinkers. Bob's return the outside. Grand Lodge, Muttaram all out the back at this stage, and they've got 3.5 to go. And it's King's Theatre who goes for home. Mick Kinnane's asked him to go, and he's gone to take Al Flora, but off the pace, Ezud is coming after him. Then comes Muttaram. Grand Lodge with a lot of running to do, and Ezud is in a going mood today as they come down past the 2, and King's Theatre is going to be pressed by Ezud, but here comes Muttaram on the outside, and it's a wall of 3 as they come down to the final furlong. It's Ezud with Muttaram, the stand side of Stripe Cap. They're inside the final furlong. Stripe Cap, Muttaram, pale cap, Ezud, and it's a ding-dong battle as they race up toward the line, and Ezud is sticking his neck out. Ezud is the game performer. Muttaram runs, but Ezud takes it from Muttaram. King's Theatre third, Grand Lodge 4, and then came Spartan Sharif in 5. Bob's return, those tactics didn't work, but he beat Al Flora, and in the end, Chateauint, who was last of oil. And so the result then of this, the Group 1 Jubmonte International. He won the race last year when he was 28 to 1. 4 to 1 are the odds of reward on horse number 4, Ezud, who's winning the race for the second time in the colours of Maktoum Al Maktoum, trained at Newmarket by Michael Snout and ridden by Walter Swinburne, for whom this winner is the 54th of the season. And well, he had to battle, because he had to come and take King's Theatre on the right there. Mick Kinnane in the white sleeve jacket, he asked that horse, Sadler's Wells horse, to go on as they came past the 3. Ezud took him, and then he had to deal with Muttaram on the left in the striped cap. Willie Carson down in the drive position, asking him to go, and he came to close on Ezud, but Ezud just found the stronger stride, and as they race up towards the line, just has to be shown the whip by Walter Swinburne to come and take this £290,000 Group 1 prize, and Walters landed another big race winner. Confirmation as they went past the post. The judge calls a photo, but on that evidence it's Ezud who's taken it, and indeed on that evidence looks as if Walter Swinburne's caught a salmon, doesn't it? The way his whip's bending there. Ezud has won it. Muttaram the far side, and these are clear of King's Theatre. A grand race.
Ezud weak in the market, but they can't call him gutless anymore. Returned the 4 to 1 third favourite, and beats the well-backed Muttaram, sent off 11 to 4 second best, with King's Theatre third at 5 to 2 favourite, and Ezud 28 to 1 winner last year, the second horse to win the race twice. Dahlia, the French filly with Lester Piggott, won it twice in 74 and 75. Ezud, you can't call him gutless ever again after that.
Well, applause for the dual winner, and doesn't he look much nicer with the visor off? It's a warm reception from the big Yorkshire crowd. Well, Matt was screaming that they don't call him gutless anymore. I don't think anybody's ever called him gutless. I think he's unpredictable is the word. There's no doubt that he's got plenty of courage. And here at York, the last 2 seasons on this particular day, he's been on top of his form.
A really top-class 1.25 mile horse. And tactics played a big part here, because no gallop at all early on, and the plan was obviously to hold at Bob's return. And I think in hindsight that Philip Robinson, who was obviously riding to instructions, wished that he just let the horse bowl along. But Walter Swinburne, as ever, in the right place at the right time. And Mick Kinane made most of the run-in, turning for home. He's making every bit of use of this horse's stamina on King's Theatre. But just look at Azud, travelling really well. Woody Carson getting closer on Muhtaram on the outside. And if you back Grand Lodge, well, this was no test as to whether this horse stayed, because he was far too far behind when the horses kicked for home. I'd certainly back him again if he runs this distance. And Muhtaram coming there with every chance, Jim. Yeah, absolutely. And just at this stage, Muhtaram, far side, looks as though he might possibly does even head Walter Swinburne on the Visor d'Azur for a stride or two. But Walter knows this character really well, and push, gets a bit more at the line, a neck or so to the good. King's Theatre just losing ground on the first 2 inside the last 100 yards, but he's run yet another good, consistent race. And I fully agree with John when he said about Grand Lodge. You have to give him another chance. He was pulling and out the back, and they suddenly kicked. But it's Azud's day,